I'm telling you that podcast is dangerous. It's Haunted Phosphorescence. Hello, everyone. This is Thoreau Smiley, and I suffer from clinical asshole syndrome. Who's joining me this week?
You may know me as Josh Cece, but my name is Esther Fry.
I'm Brian Lesh, and the people writing the checks are getting nervous.
Run, you dinks! It's Alaric Weber.
And this...
I had Run You Dinks written as well.
Yeah, I had it too. And this is Haunted Phosphorescence. It's your creepy, kooky, sneakily spooky,
Altogether ooky
podcast. Normally we watch superhero movies, but this month of Spooktober, we are taking a break from our normal programming to bring you deep dives into 4 scary movies.
But don't worry, we'll rank it.
Will we? This show is brought to you by our patrons. Patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. You can be a patron too. Just head over to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. We got lots of bonus content there. We got Star Wars miniseries, holiday shows, personal history of sound as a music show. We got the American Top 4 coming at you every week. There's bonus stuff. That's what we're saying. So go there. Or at the very least, take a moment to like and rate and review us on your podcast listening app of choice. That will help people find us too. If you do go to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment, you can get in on our monthly movie for just $1 a month. $1 a month is all it takes. And this month on our monthly movie, you can listen to us do an extra episode of American Werewolf in London. Yes. But our Haunted Phosphorescence, this week we are going to be watching Monkey Shines.
A man trapped by his own body.
To Alan, to the start of his new life.
So you train monkeys exclusively for quadriplegics? How about if I were to donate a monkey?
She hasn't been exposed to anything weird in the lab.
No.
An animal trained to follow commands.
How am I supposed to take care of it, Jeff?
The idea is that it's going to take care of you.
She's unbelievable. She's like a miniature person. Get rid of that bird, or so help me.
One with the mind for revenge.
I've been so full of anger. I've had the most horrible thoughts lately.
I made up a formulation based on human memory cells I've been injecting one of my monkeys.
I don't like this change in you, Alan.
The other with the instinct to kill.
What the hell are you doing to her? Ella is getting out of the house, and I'm getting out with her.
You do know that that's impossible.
Man is the only animal capable of murder.
Ella, no!
Until now.
She did it for me. Did it because I wanted it done. Stop it!
From the director of Night of the Living Dead, George Romero, the master of terror and suspense.
You're not gonna hurt me. I'm part of you.
Monkey Shines, a new into terror.
There was a real missed opportunity by not having Pee Wee Herman in this. Don't make monkeys. Just train them.
I just train them.
What if I donate a monkey, though?
If you donate a monkey?
What if I donated a monkey?
I hear the human body can live on just one monkey.
Yes, for the price of just of 12 monkeys per month. You can help a starving child.
Just some kid opens up a box
of monkeys.
This monkey will help you. Not from my experience.
Yeah, I'd be like, I live in Africa. I've seen monkeys. So
in my experience, monkeys come in barrels, not boxes.
Good point.
Depends on if you use FedEx or DHL,
That's how you're shipping 12 monkeys a month.
Oh, not 12 monkeys. That's going to turn out
14. That's a monkey's dozen.
Monkey's dozen. Oh, God. We're just getting started, everybody. So
All right, sorry.
buckle up for the monkey puns.
Just the word monkey.
There's going to be a lot of monkey business in this episode. Monkey Shines released July 29th, 1988. With a running time of 113 minutes, it cost $7 million and only took in $5.3 million at the box office. It flopped.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because it was... I don't know. I don't know if it was good, but it was.
You want a sequel to Monkey Shines?
There's been a remake being tossed around recently, which I'm not sure the world's clamoring for that.
But you know, I don't know. I think it could have had a better effect on George Romero's career.
Oh yeah,
especially when you see how big zombies got.
Well, yeah, and I mean,
he always got credit for that, but if this had succeeded, if he had a couple box office hits.
Well, this was his big chance to make a big studio Hollywood big budget movie. That's what this was his chance for that. And it didn't.
You don't call Stanley Tucci unless you're ready to play.
Tucci gang. Yeah.
Tucci.
Anyways, guys, I was wondering, are you ready to play the box office top 10 game?
1988.
Yes.
Got my monkey by the buttons.
Yes. This is the box office top 10 game. I'm going to read off the box office mojo descriptions of the top 10 movies of the week of July 29th, 1988. And the fellas here are going to try to guess what movie I'm describing based on that. So I'm going to just let you know right off the bat that Monkey Shines did not make the top 10.
Oh, jeez.
So I'll go. So we've got 17. We've got a total of 17 here. I'll read off the top 11 without making you guess. It's an interesting bunch of movies here. We've got Short Circuit 2. That's the one where there's all the miniature Johnny Fives and he goes to New York and he swings through the town like Spider-Man. Anyways, number 16, Opening, The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking.
Whoa.
I saw that.
That's
she's a working girl now.
It's Melanie Griffith.
Yeah, it's Pippi.
Number 15, Crocodile Dundee 2.
Yep.
Movie.
Yeah, it is a movie indeed. Then they made a third one eventually. At number 14, Red Heat. That was Schwarzenegger, right? Or was
I think
it?
So.
Or was it? Is that?
I think
Yeah,
it was Arnold.
Schwarzenegger Belushi. Oh my God! And the poster even has it's that one. They're back to back, and it's Schwarzenegger Belushi. Arnold plays a Russian cop, and he has to team up with Chicago cop Jim Belushi.
Jim Belushi.
Ugh. Number 13, Bull Durham.
Wow, that's a great movie.
Yeah. Number 12, Monkey Shines. Opening at number 12. It took in almost $3 million its opening week. So it fell off real hard there.
It seems so quaint, these numbers.
Right?
Compared to what we usually are talking about.
Oh,
in the
God.
superhero shit.
I know, where it's like $1 billion. Yeah.
It's the GDP of a small country.
Yeah.
Right. This movie failed and still made $120 million.
It's like, what? What?
$1 billion.
Yeah. Yeah. No, people, it was considered, Thor 2 was considered a disappointment because it only made $700 million and didn't crack the billion mark. It's like, come on.
They could have made 700
my brain
Monkey
hurt.
Shines instead of making Thor. They really should have considered that. 100 different Monkey Shines remakes.
Oh my God.
Yep.
No, Monkey Shines 1 through 100.
No, but it's just like a Rashomon thing where it's just different points of view. The same movie.
One from the bird's perspective, one from the nurse's perspective.
Yes.
Oh my God, that nurse. That nurse.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll talk about her.
Anyways, okay.
Esther Fry.
And at number 11, we have A Fish Called Wanda.
Wow.
did that open at 11?
No,
I
it's
love
in
that movie.
it's in its third
I love
week.
it so
That was
much.
a straight up
Okay.
hit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was. for
Didn't Kevin Kline win an Oscar for that movie?
He got.
I believe he did.
Did he win? I know he got
Yeah,
nominated. I
think
can't
so.
remember. Yeah, but yeah, Fish Called Wanda, huge.
Yeah, you're the Bulgarian fuck.
And in our top 10, coming in at number 10, when a crass new Money Tycoon's membership application is turned down at a snooty country club, he retaliates by buying the club and turning it into a tacky amusement park.
Brewster's Millions?
No.
Caddyshack
Nope.
2.
Caddyshack
Caddyshack
2. That movie was so bad compared to the first one.
What, are you kidding me? Yeah. Oh my God.
Like Jackie Mason doing like the Rodney Dangerfield part, basically. And, yeah.
Chevy came back though. I believe.
Yeah, he did.
Piece of shit.
Wow. It's crazy how he was such a big star for like 20 years.
But notoriously an a-hole.
Yeah.
You compare him to his peer, Steve Martin, who was also very arrogant, and
yeah.
that's a part of his shtick, but somehow is just lovable.
Yeah.
Chevy just had the ego maniac.
Well, I'm watching Only Murders in the
Ruined.
Building.
Yeah.
Which is really good. And like, I'm just not missing the third Amigo at all. Like,
Nope.
not even a little.
No.
So coming in at number 9, a small town farmer with a fiancée finds himself falling for a trapeze artist when a traveling circus comes to town.
Another sequel. This is Big Top Pee-wee. Huh?
Big Top Pee-wee. Yep.
What's a big town farmer?
A
Small town farmer.
big town farmer. One of them Chicago farmers.
Right. I own the biggest farm in Manhattan. It's 4 feet by 6 feet.
At number 8, after wishing to be made an adult, a teenage boy wakes up the next morning to find himself mysteriously.
Big.
Yeah.
He found himself big.
He was big.
I'm
Oh,
sorry, I love
Tom
that.
Hanks. Just it's funny because the big poster is just Tom Hanks looking at the camera. Like,
That's all you needed at
that's
that
it.
point in time. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, Monkey Shine's told you more. But yet this.
Yes. Number 7. An inspector must stop a sick secret contest to murder local celebrities, which includes himself as a target.
The Deadpool?
The Deadpool, the final Dirty Harry movie. This was
Wow.
They made 6 of those things.
I know. HBO has them right now, and I had no idea there were so many.
I remember watching numerous of them as a kid. My dad was a fan of the Dirty Harry movies, so he had them all on video, and like I'd watch them all over and over. And in retrospect, they're fucked up movies.
Well, and that's what cemented. I mean, he was always kind of a tough guy, obviously,
Yeah.
all the westerns, but like,
Oh yeah.
now I understand why he was the epitome of there's fucking 6 Dirty Harry movies. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, it made over 20 years.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like Rocky.
Yeah.
I never even
Right,
thought to compare
but,
those
like,
two.
With no moral compass.
Yeah. Well, are you guys familiar with the movie Ricochet? It's Denzel and John Lithgow.
No.
From 91, 92, somewhere around there. That was supposed to be a Dirty Harry movie, but in it, John Lithgow plays a serial murderer who comes after Denzel, who's a cop. And he like captures Denzel and is like, he's talking about how he's gonna I'm gonna fuck your wife. I bet she tastes so good. And like he shoots him up with cocaine and heroin and to like
The Lithgow does?
Lithgow shoots up Denzel with cocaine and heroin. Like, it's an intense movie.
Mr.
But,
Henderson?
yeah, but that was supposed to be a new Dirty Harry movie, but they decided that it was too, like, hardcore for Dirty Harry. Like Clint Eastwood was like, no, I can't let Dirty Harry get tied up and injected with drugs.
That's
well, good
crazy.
for him, because I think his next like big film was Unforgiven, which is one of the greatest westerns.
Absolutely. That movie's
ever made.
amazing. Coming in at number 6, the story of a young deer growing up in the forest.
As opposed to
A young deer growing up in
abroad.
Manhattan. Yeah.
Yeah, I took a year abroad.
Yeah. Bambi meets Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Top Bambi, Bambi
Bambi.
2.
It's just the 1988 re-release of Bambi.
The re-release.
Yeah,
Okay.
it did. Yeah, remember that when Disney would just re-release their movies like every 5 years?
Yeah,
This one was
they
a
did
rough
this.
one, though.
This is when they started pushing them out in the plastic clamshell VHS.
Yes.
Yep, the big
Yeah.
big poofy
This
ones.
is the first big one that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just to remind everybody, generationally,
Yes.
what a bummer.
Number 5. A bounty hunter pursues a former mafia accountant who is also being chased by a rival bounty hunter, the FBI, and his old
love
mob
this
boss
movie.
after jumping bail.
Is this Midnight Run?
Midnight Run with Grodin and De Niro. Yep.
It's a good movie. And Yaphet Kotto.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a good movie. Yeah.
I was watching that movie and with a girl, not just she and I, but she was really whacked out. I think on probably meth. But anyways, I turned to Yaphet Kotto says something. I turned to David and I'm like, he's the worst cop in the world. And this chick jumps up and like knocks things over. She's like, "Did you call me the worst cop in the world?" I didn't, but let's talk about that.
Are you a cop? You have to tell me if you're a cop.
Why are you upset? You have to tell me if you're not a cop.
If you're not
Midnight
wearing a
Run.
wire, you have to tell me.
I'm not. All right.
And at number 4 this week, an NYPD officer tries to save his wife and several other taken hostage by German terrorists during a Christmas
Hard.
party.
Die Hard. You don't even have to say Christmas party.
German terrorists, Christmas party. It must be Die.
Yeah.
I'm in.
New York cop. Yeah. German terrorists. There's not a lot of those.
This list is
Die Hard.
insane.
Wow.
Okay, coming in at number 3, an extremely pampered prince travels to New York and goes undercover to find a wife.
Coming to America.
Yeah, well, coming to America.
Oh, wow.
It's a good week. I guess I understand the monkey shines situation now.
At number 2, a racist detective is the only hope of someone against whom he is prejudiced to prove his innocence when he's accused of murder. I had to jump around a lot there. No.
Guess who's coming to the murder?
Nope. I had to jump around a very major point there.
Lilies of the field.
Against the kind of community against whom he is prejudiced would make this movie completely obvious. It's not one that takes place entirely in our reality.
Huh. Blade Runner.
No. What was that, like 85?
Reuben Blade.
Maybe he wasn't that racist.
He's racist.
Wasn't that?
He's prejudiced. Excuse me. He's prejudiced against cartoons.
Oh. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Imagine if that was remade like gritty and realistic, but with like African Americans instead of tunes, or like just like any sort of community.
It was called Roots.
Yeah. So
wow, that movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Saw
And
it so many times.
That movie still scares me. The finale still freaks me out.
Oh my God.
Lloyd is.
Yeah.
I was way
dip.
too young to watch that. The yellow eyes just.
And it's that trademark Disney. Like, we got to make it uncomfortable at some point.
Right.
So they're like, Roger Rabbit, and we're also going to release Bambi this week.
Yeah, Disney.
Time to fuck with some kids.
Disney was always up in our shit. Like they were never not.
Even Pixar has its moments. Up starts with the saddest fucking thing I've ever
Jesus.
seen.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I don't know, just like the one that gets me more than any of the more modern ones is Inside Out. Like every time I'm like, God damn it. Because I coming of age movies just get me. And number 1 this week, opening at number 1. A talented New York City bartender takes a job at a bar in Jamaica and falls in love.
Cocktail?
Cocktail.
Cocktail.
Cocktails and dreams. It's another movie.
Bermuda, Bahama,
Unironically
come
love.
on, pretty.
Yeah,
the movie
it gave
that
us Kokomo.
yeah,
So it's a double edge.
Yeah, that gave the Beach Boys their last #1 hit.
And John Stamos, who literally was on percussion.
Yes. Oh, so yeah, this week is crazy. Look at this shit. We've got. All right, so the good ones. I'm going to skip over the ones that are like. But we got Bull Durham, A Fish Called Wanda, Big, Midnight Run, Die Hard, Coming to America, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like, that's a crazy week.
If I was the studio that had Monkey Shines, this would not. I would have pushed it up or down, but.
But I mean, think about the descriptions of those movies. You're like, we're opening against a German terrorist and a New York cop. We're opening against a guy who's on the run from a bounty hunter. None of these are going to be hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, I could see that. It's crazy how much. I was kind of talking about this the other day. Before the advent of the IP being the king of like blockbuster filmmaking, where it has to be an established IP. High concept was like the thing. You just needed that one sentence thing, that one sentence hook for your film.
Yeah, the elevator pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Like that was it. The high concept was king.
Or a photo of Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's just a photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, tell you what.
See him alive.
A big piano and Tom Hanks is a boy.
And some Robert Loggia.
Tom Hanks plays a 10-year-old. Boom, sold. Like,
yeah.
That's
Joe
it.
Beth Williams, John Hurt. Some good
Yeah.
or Heard. Good movie.
Tom Cruise mixes drinks. Boom, sold.
Yeah, Top Gun, but with Top Gun in a bar. Boom.
With cocktails.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. That it has a term now. Like the showy bartender thing.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
They have competitions.
Whatever
and
they're
stuff.
called, I can't remember, but yeah, cocktail was kind of the beginning of that.
Yeah.
So
just pour me my fucking drink.
Right, exactly. You flipped a bottle. We can all get that right once at least.
Right. All right. So that brings us to the film itself. Monkey Shines was written and directed by George A. Romero, based on the book Monkey Shines by Michael Stewart, which I've looked into, and there's nothing at all interesting about Michael Stewart other than he wrote some kind of schlocky horror books in the 80s.
But he must have had his finger on the pulse, because like this wasn't even that well known yet, but it actually was a thing, Helper Monkeys.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he must have been one of the first people.
He must have like read a newspaper article and been like, okay, there I go.
Spilled his coffee running into the other room.
Yes.
It reminds me of Crichton, where Crichton would take some concept that he read, in the New York Times science page and go like, I'm turning this into a whole novel.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch me.
So the rights to this were acquired in 1985 before it was published.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Wow.
Does he have a big book that came out before this?
So, all right.
Like where like a horse was helping somebody and they got like clobbered by the horse.
Well,
he had like a mental connection.
So he originally started.
He should write that book.
He should. The Helper Horse.
Horses are like, motherfucker, we always have been helper horses.
I'd be like, okay, horse, get my sandwich ready.
Just knocking over everything.
It's like I'm doing my best. I don't have hands.
Yeah, exactly. Get a fucking mule.
I'm really large. This kitchen is tiny. Been
trying to light this candle for 2 days.
So basically, this dude was like, I don't know, he's British. He did some he became a novelist in 1983 when he was in his 40s. Prior to that, he just did a bunch of like businessy consulting type stuff. So
he was more into monkey business at that time.
So if you're thinking about writing a novel, remember, Michael Stewart wrote a book about monkeys and had a failed movie made. You could too.
Yes.
You could too.
Let's see. He originally Twilight Strike and the 51st came out and were medium-sized hits. And then Monkey Shines, when it was being published, got sold before it was published for the film rights, based on
because
the
and that
popularity of
makes
the first
sense.
two. Yeah.
Imagine the treatment on this. If I was a producer, I'd be like, hell yeah, let's lock that down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they bought the rights in 85, and production began in 87. Romero was hired on. Not much else to say. It was his big studio feature. Yeah, his first big studio break. George Romero, of course, best known for the Night of the Living Dead series, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead.
For the kids out there, he invented the zombie.
Yeah, exactly.
It existed in folklore, the dead that comes back, but as what we know zombies to be were invented by this guy.
The horde of zombies and the
slow moving, the brains.
Yeah, that was George Romero. He invented that. He also had a few others. He did The Crazies. He had a big chunk of a Creep Show was him.
Yeah. And there are some Stephen King references in this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was I had to remember that it wasn't based on a Stephen King book because Stephen King's written
Seems
so
like
many.
Cat's Eye was around this time.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a failure. So it caused him to say, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm just going to go back to making my cheap indie movies. Yeah, so that's why we didn't get any more big budget George Romero movies. Apparently, let's see. George Romero says that they filmed like hundreds of hours of footage, like
for this.
Yeah, because of all the monkeys. But
I was going to say, yeah, you'd have to.
There were like 3 different endings apparently, and they kept switching what the ending was going to be. Originally, I believe this is. Let's see. All right, yeah, and so we didn't get the original ending. In it, the Dean steals the remaining brain tissue serum and injects it into all of the remaining test monkeys. Let's see. After Alan regains his ability to move on his own, the Dean is assaulted by animals' rights protesters, and then insults them and returns to the lab where it's discovered that all of the remaining monkeys have completely taken control of his mind. So that was so it was like, and like the original ending was like now the monkeys control the Dean and like,
and the admissions board.
They're gonna. Are they gonna start doing animal research on people?
Right. So like that's the thing. Like, what are these monkeys gonna do? Because they're still just. It's still like what was it, like 8 monkeys, 5 other monkeys that have control of a single Dean. Like, is this like world domination isn't like gonna happen or anything? Like,
well, that's when we often in pop culture see monkeys in little suits. That's what these guys would do.
Yes.
He's like, we're bringing the vending machines back into the cafeteria.
Yeah, see the sequel, Monkey Business, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Shines and then business. He's I'm evolving to whole new tax brackets.
Right. Oh, and okay. So originally Romero was going to. Alan did not recover the ability to walk. That was a studio change. That was.
I'm
made.
sure. Yeah. Like, there has to be an up. There has to be the positive.
Well, yeah, because it's so like the doctor's like it wasn't getting hit by a car at all.
It turns out spine.
What a weird twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll get there.
So, all right. So George Romero, our cast. Let's see. Jason Beggy. Yeah, Beggy.
Okay. Are you shitting me? Like
this dude.
Does he look like Ryan O'Neal or is it?
Oh, yeah.
Just me.
Yeah, he does.
So much. So much so that if I were Ryan O'Neal, I would have gone after this guy.
Yeah.
Made sure his career was nothing. I guess it is.
Ryan O'Neal would have sued him for looking too much like him.
He's a notoriously violent, angry guy.
Yeah.
But I can't believe how much he looked like him. It was insane.
Begay, that's how I've always heard it pronounced. I watched a Scientology documentary, and he is really outspoken against Scientology. which destroyed his life
Right.
in a lot of ways, being an actor and being a Scientologist, and then not being a Scientologist. But he has a really, really interesting perspective on all of that experience and being brought in by Tom Cruise and Travolta.
Well, yeah. So he was brought in by the Elfmans, Bodie Elfman, who was Jenna Elfman's dad.
Yeah.
But apparently, one of the things that caused him to leave, besides like the fact that it was Scientology, and
that was bonkers.
Yeah, was he was good friends with David Duchovny, and when he became a Scientologist, he David Duchovny was like, "No, bro, I can't hang out with you anymore."
Yeah.
And so afterwards, he got his friendship with Duchovny. Duchovny helped him break away.
Yeah, he's got a really interesting backstory. If you have any interest in cults, such as Scientology, at me Scientology.
Well, and I think there's a whole list of like low time actors who were coaxed in. Like, look what it did for Travolta. Look what it did for Tom. And then it just never manifested for those people.
Yeah, exactly.
And just how dejected they.
Yeah.
Like, I'm almost clear. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why am I in Monkey Shines and not Cocktail?
Exactly. Well, it's like because he's still Tom Cruise and you're still not.
Right.
Yeah. So
like Quentin Tarantino had nothing to do with Travolta.
Right. Exactly. So his big debut was in Compromising Positions, starring against Susan Sarandon in '85. I vaguely remember that movie. Vaguely. And then he got a recurring role on a sitcom called First and 10, starring alongside O.J. Simpson.
I remember First and 10. That was based on the movie.
Yeah. For some reason.
J.
Yeah. Oh boy. So then after Monkey Shines, let's see, he was in Thelma and Louise. He played a cop. He was in G.I. Jane, and then he started getting roles on TV, Picket Fences, Melrose Place, Chicago Hope. He had regular roles in all of those. And then, just lots of like hour-long dramas. He's been in a gazillion of them. And he had a recurring role in his friend David Duchovny's show Californication after he left Scientology.
Cool.
Yeah.
David helped him out.
I remember that he was a writer in that Duchovny's character looked up to, I think. But we saw his mangina.
Oh, no. Wait.
He was the writer was a raging alcoholic, and he got drunk after not being drunk for a long time, and stripped naked and did the mangina.
Oh no!
Oh, the Buffalo Bill.
Tucked in or out.
Yeah.
Yep.
On top of the dinner table.
Oh no!
See, now that's
yeah.
Church, maybe.
I guess he's in Chicago PD now.
That's his big thing now. He's been in Chicago PD for like the last 6-7 years.
But they gave the mangina a chance. Very forward thinking.
We got John Pankow. He is playing. Was that
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey, yeah. Yep, Jeffrey.
He was on Mad About You or some.
Oh, yeah. What was it? It was Mad About You. Yep. He was also in Episodes. Did you guys see that? Where what's his face? Matt LeBlanc plays himself. That was actually a really funny show. Yeah. There's a scene where Matt LeBlanc and David Schwimmer, playing themselves, are at like a sheik's, like a Saudi Arabian sheik's party who paid for them to be there because they're friends. And they're like, "Have you seen Jennifer lately?" Talking about Jennifer Aniston. And she's like, No, she won't come to these anymore after what happened.
Saudi princes, man.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, John Pankow, he was in the Broadway Amadeus, playing Amadeus.
Oh wow.
Yeah, on Broadway. He was in To Live and Die in LA.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. And let's see. God, he did a ton of stage stuff. But on film. He was in, he's in Rambo. The Secret of My Success, Batteries Not Included. Oh my God. No wonder he looked so familiar to me. He was in a million movies that I forgot about. You guys remember Talk Radio? That movie was crazy.
Eric Bogosian? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then, of course, a ton of TV work, even after Mad About You. Let's see. He's been in a bunch of Law and Order recently.
He was on in 2 episodes of Chicago PD with his co-star.
Yeah.
In this movie.
He was playing a monkey handler for the police department.
Under investigation.
Detective Capuchin.
Well, I like that.
We've got Kate McNeil as Melanie. She's best known as starring on As the World Turns throughout the 80s. She was also in The House on Sorority Row. Yeah, just before that was in 83. So I'll Do Anything. The Caveman's Valentine in 2001. Oh, she was in Glitter, the Mariah Carey movie. Yeah.
Caveman's Valentine, I think that starred Forrest Whitaker.
Okay. I have never heard of it. Yeah, Samuel Jackson.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of Ghost Dog.
But yeah, Glitter. Do you guys remember Glitter? It was released a week after 9/11, and for some reason it didn't do well.
Is that Mariah Carey's movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was also not a great movie.
It's a cult hit now.
It is, yeah. Yeah. But it was basically A Star Is Born. I mean, but a week after 9/11, people were not ready for that. Joyce Van Patten playing Mama, whatever her name was. The mom.
Bates.
Yeah.
Mother.
Joyce Van Patten. God, she's been.
So is she related to Dick Van Patten?
Let me see. I'm not
She
sure.
looked like she could be.
She did. Oh, her brother. She's
that's
Dick
what I
Van
thought.
Patten's sister. Wow.
Yeah, that was my guess. All right, cool.
Huh, crazy. Okay, yeah. So, yeah.
The Van Pattens ruled that time.
She did. She was a regular on the Danny Kaye show alongside Bob Denver and Herb Edelman.
Alongside
Yeah.
my fellow compatriots.
She mostly did TV work. So, like throughout the 60s and 70s, Hawaii Five-0, The Untouchables, Twilight Zone, Jack Benny, Dobie Gillis, Andy Griffith. A lot of that kind of stuff.
Twilight Zone. I think
Rockford Files.
Rockford Files, hell yeah. Bob Newhart Show, The Odd Couple. She was in Oz and The Sopranos.
And The Sopranos. Yeah, that's
Whoa.
crazy.
I could see her in The Sopranos more than Oz.
Yeah, Oz is fucking intense.
Right. So yeah, Christine Forst as the nurse.
The fucking freeloader?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes. It's like you're being paid. What are you doing here even? If the monkey's doing all your work, what are you doing?
We see her do very little.
And she's so angry. But she was kind of a George Romero featured player. She was in a bunch of his stuff. The Dark Half, Dawn of the Dead. That's what she's most well known for. We got Stephen Root. Mr. Stephen Root.
Dude, she is the wife of George
Jimmy
Romero.
Jones.
Christine
she
Forrest.
is? Oh,
Yes.
wow.
They got married in 81 and divorced.
Former
in
wife. Okay.
2010.
Huh.
Maybe he died in 2010. I don't know.
He's like, just be like you're like.
She's
That's
like
the acting.
Yeah, right. Huh. Okay, yeah, I missed that. So yeah. All right. So we got Stephen Root, the
Jimmy James.
Yeah, Jimmy, the man so nice they named him twice. God, I love news radio. Yeah, Jimmy James, of course, Milton in Office Space. He was Buck Strickland, King of the Hill. He was Gordon in Dodgeball.
He's fantastic in Coen Brothers movies, especially.
Yeah. Oh, brother, where art thou? Yeah.
Yeah,
The blind producer, right?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Oh yeah,
Stephen Root
got to
is
take
like
care of that competition.
that dude. I fucking love that guy.
If you guys haven't watched Barry, he is
Oh
fucking
my
incredible
God.
in Barry.
He's so good in Barry.
He's
It's
never
one of
been
my
bad.
favorite roles that I've ever seen him in.
Yeah. His very, very first movie was Crocodile Dundee 2, which came out
that week.
Yeah, this week.
Well,
yeah,
this movie and Crocodile Dundee. This is technically he filmed this movie first.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
And I was reading about Stephen Root being in this because I was like curious about him showing up at all. He had never done any film acting. He'd only done stage stuff, and they told him to lie. They said, just lie, pretend that you've done some stuff, and you'll be fine. You'll do all right.
It's perfect. He's a very particular kind of comedian.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'd compare him to. His timing.
But he's great. Like
even playing the bad guy, quote unquote, the antagonist in this movie, he still had some really funny beats, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's been the bad guy before, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
He has a presence. It's very interesting. I love Stephen Root.
It's crazy how much he was like featured, like renowned character actor Stephen Root throughout the 90s. And then by the 2000s, he was kind of just known for like being like, he's Stephen Root.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like he was like some of these things he was in V.R. Warshawski, Dave, RoboCop 3, Extreme Justice, Night of the Scarecrow, Krippendorf's Tribe, which is a goddamn travesty. That movie. Oh my Lord. Oh, but yeah.
He's the man in High Castle. I forgot about that.
He is the man.
He is the man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Mm-hmm. Stanley Tucci.
Oh, hang on. Stephen Root. He's 4 episodes of the new Masters of the Universe Revelation.
Oh.
He is the voice of Cringer / Battlecat.
That's awesome.
Cringer.
Nice. Cringer, yeah. Oh, God. All the Masters of the Universe and Thundercats figures I had in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were the same size, so they could play together, unlike Star Wars and G.I. Joe, which were too small to play with, like Thundercats and Masters of the Universe.
There's a great documentary on Netflix, The Toys That Made Us. And, they talk about why He-Man's that size.
Was it?
So it had to do with molds
steroids?
or something.
It was steroids.
It had to do with molds or a design that they already owned.
Sure, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, Stanley Tucci. His first movie was Prizzi's Honor.
That's a good movie too.
Yeah, with Jack and
Mickey Rourke.
But also what's her face, Angelica Houston.
Yes.
Yeah. He was in, Prelude to a Kiss. Like the 90s is where he really started breaking out, I think. Let's see. Oh, when he played Puck in A Midsummer Night's Dream. Did you guys see that? That was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course lately he's known for like the Saturday Night Live memes, like the Tucci gang.
He's on BoJack sometimes, right?
He is.
Wasn't he BoJack's old partner?
Yeah. Yeah. He plays Herb Kazaz on BoJack. Yeah.
If I need you to write a rap, we're trying. We just can't think of a rhyme that comes up, and I'm here to say.
When they go to the LA the observatory.
The Griffith.
Yeah, they're like, wow, I wonder why no one's ever filmed up here before.
So picturesque.
But yeah, Tucci, he was nominated for his film for his role in Spotlight for an Oscar. And of course, he voiced Leonardo da Vinci in the Mr. Peabody and Sherman movie.
Of course.
Of course. But he's Stanley Tucci, you know.
He was in that Emma Stone movie, Easy A, and he's pretty fun.
Oh, God. Yeah, he played her dad in that.
Yeah, which
I would have
her
loved...
biological parents, but they had an adopted kid.
Yes.
There's just there's a scene, and then it's just Stanley Tucci and the adopted kid who's African American. He just turns to him so casually. He's like, "So where are you from originally?"
Who was his wife in that? It was somebody. It was
Patricia Clarkson.
That's right. God, I would have loved to have had them as parents.
That was a kind of a low-key fun movie. It didn't get as much.
I think Easy A
credit
is
as, like,
super
bad.
Yeah, it's super underrated. That was a great movie. I agree. But yeah, he's been in everything. He makes like 5 movies a year and has for like the last 20 years.
Oh, Big Trouble.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Sorry, I'll go ahead.
We saw him in the first Avenger, Captain America.
That's
Dr.
right.
Abraham Erskine.
That's right. That's right.
And speaking of our leading man, Jason Big A.
Yes.
Was in X-Men First Class.
Who was he in that?
Wow.
He was the character was XO, so he was like one of the executive officers on one of the boats, I think.
Oh, when they were doing the whole standoff thing at the end.
Yeah.
The whole,
that's
Bay of
what
Pigs.
I'm assuming. I didn't notice him at the time.
Bay of Pigs.
Interesting. Janine Turner played Linda.
Northern Exposure.
Northern Exposure.
Love that show.
She her in this movie, and then plus Northern Exposure, she was definitely a tween throws crush on my crush list.
Yeah, had a crush on her.
Yeah. I remember her from Northern Exposure. I don't remember much.
Yeah, but I remember her.
Yeah.
For sure. Additionally, rounding out our cast here, William Newman as Doc Williams.
The old guy?
The old Doc,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a character actor.
Yeah, we've seen him a bunch. Let me see. He was the... let's see.
He was obviously always old.
Yeah, clearly. God, oh my God, yeah. He goes back to like the 70s. Squirm was his first movie. He played Quigley in Squirm. Oh, he was in Silver Bullet, which keeps and
Stephen King, yeah.
Yeah, which is definitely on my short list of horror movies every October. Mosquito Coast, Serpent in the Rainbow, Funny Farm, Leprechaun, Mrs. Doubtfire, Jury Duty. Yeah, this dude's been in a ton of stuff. The Craft.
He was in the TV adaptation of The Stand from the 90s.
Yep. Yeah, so he's a character actor that gets around for sure.
He was in 3 episodes of The Tick.
Oh, okay.
With Putty.
Yeah.
Which iteration? Oh, okay.
The 2000s Tick, right? Or like early 2010s.
He was the Cape.
Let's see. Tootie Wiggins played Esther. Tom Quinn as Charlie Cunningham. Patricia Talman as party guest. And David Early as the anesthetist.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see. Boo was the name of the monkey that played Ella. Little Boo. And Frank Welker, Mr. Scooby-Doo, did the voice of the monkey. So
it's sad. This is Boo's only film. I guess it was such a non-success that she decided to give up acting.
She retired.
Well, after she got involved with Scientology, it was really downhill.
She became the sheriff of a little town.
James A. Contner was the director of photography on this. I recognized the name, and I just thought I'd share. He did all of the Buffy, Angel, and Firefly. He did a ton of X-Files. He did a ton of Star Trek Enterprise.
Actually, the music was all right in this, yeah.
Well, no, that was he was the director of photography.
Oh.
So
even cooler.
Yeah. That kind of rounds out our production.
Well, I just want to throw out a shout to Tom Savini, special effects.
Yes.
Guru. He's been in a few movies. I think some Kevin Smith movies. But anyways, he started with George. So he's sort of also a co-creator of Zombies.
Yes. Yeah.
Those were blood dripping and that was Tom.
Okay, cool.
So that's why it's funny to see these tiny little monkey paws that were used. We'll get there, but Jesus.
Yeah. So the music stuck out at me because it was not great. Like it was great, but in an 80s, I don't know. I was just
Yeah,
looking at.
technically, I don't know, but it had some good suspense beats.
Yeah, but then also there were points where it was like, are you just like it seemed like he was just doing the what was it like the Enter the Gladiators yeah. But this is the guy that this is what is his name? It is David Shire. So he did All the President's Men, The Conversation, The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
What?
Yeah, Saturday Night Fever. He did Zodiac, Rear Window, the 1998 remake of Rear Window, which I guess that's a movie that exists. Short
Easy premise.
Yeah, Short Circuit. Oh God, You Devil. He did 2010, the 2001. He did. So he scored Apocalypse Now, but it was rejected by Francis Ford Coppola.
Wow.
But Coppola used them in The Conversation.
Yeah.
And whatever that was.
Yeah, exactly. This movie...
He was the pit pianist
movie, and our next
for
movie
Funny
is an
Girl
odd and creative
on Broadway.
Jeez.
That's interesting.
In the pit.
So yeah, very, very storied composer there. This movie was reviewed by Siskel and Ebert.
That's why I love when we do throwbacks.
Yep.
Yeah.
movie. And our next movie is an odd and creative, somewhat confused thriller named Monkey Shines, directed by George Romero, the man who will be forever famous for making Night of the Living Dead. His story this time involves a relationship between a quadriplegic and a very intelligent monkey who has been trained to help him with simple tasks around the house. But no matter how that sounds, this is not a warm and positive human interest story. This is not the movie of the week on television that leaves you with a warm feeling in your heart. Nope, this one is a scary thriller in which the monkey turns into a malevolent mind reader who uses its animal instincts to carry out the hero's secret dreams of revenge, even against the hero's conscious will. At first, though, the addition of cute little Ella the monkey seems like a great idea to the hero, played by Jason Begay. This monkey seems more intelligent than the normal simian, and no wonder it has been injected with human brain cells in a secret experiment. The monkey is telepathic and able to communicate its savage instincts to human beings so that anyone around this monkey gets savage too. But that's only one of the threads in this movie, which also involves a drug-crazed mad scientist, a love story, a nasty and vindictive nurse, a strangled parakeet, a couple of murders, and a sneaky surgeon who steals his patient's girlfriend. Not to mention, of course, a medical miracle and all of those great tricks by the monkey. In fact, I think Monkey Shines would have been about 50% better if it had contained about 50% less plot. You've got to give this movie credit. It doesn't play safe. There's nothing in it that's routine or predictable, but it's a structural mess that needed a big rewrite to whip it into shape. They should have taken out, I think, for starters, the mother, and I enjoyed the nurse, but the nurse's parakeet could have gone. Yeah. I'm giving this movie, I'm affectionate about this movie, but I've got to give it thumbs down because it's just not disciplined in what it wants to do.
One of the things that's not disciplined, and I didn't care for it either, is how slow it takes to get the monkey malevolent. I mean, I think we go through at least a couple of reels in setting up all this experiment. You don't know where this film is going. I think if there was editing to be done, I'd edit right off the top before, and then. Well,
I didn't. You see, I thought at first it was going to be a do-gooder, warm-hearted movie about this wonderful monkey, and you know.
But it wasn't going to.
And then the fact that it turned was amusing to me.
It did not.
It was interesting to me.
It did not surprise me that it was going to turn. I mean, when I think
George, you knew that the subtitle of the movie was an experiment in terror. Maybe that was a clue.
That was a clue. It should have been a clue for you, and also George Romero makes thrillers, and so I knew that that was another big clue. So I think.
Okay.
The movie poster should have been a tip-off.
Yeah, like you said.
Roger said.
Oh, this looks heartwarming.
Yeah, like what were you thinking, Roger?
He was thinking Every Which Way But Loose and Bedtime for Bonzo, and Apes a Poppin'.
This is our second monkey movie.
Yeah, we've had two monkey movies now. If you are not a patron, buck a month. You can listen to Every Which. Oh no, we put that on the free feed earlier this month.
Oh right,
yeah.
that was free.
Yeah, Every Which Way But Loose. So yes, that is our reviews. It has 55% on Rotten Tomatoes. And that's about it, guys. You ready to jump into the movie?
Yep. Whatever it takes, fuckface.
Here we go. This is Monkey Shines. We open with a disclaimer that no monkeys were hurt during the filming.
That was important.
It was, especially in 1988, and there was so much monkey business going on.
I think saying that out front said a lot about the movie too.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Right, which we were talking off air, but like that's what made it not funny or ironically funny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It helped it be serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe this is a spoiler, but I'm pretty sure they used a real dead bird.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
way it fell, it looked like a dead bird. It was a
Its
dead
head.
parakeet. Yeah.
Maybe
Which
they
is
didn't
so
kill
weird.
it. Maybe they just waited for a bird to die.
Yeah,
I would hope so. Yeah.
just
yeah.
checking the pet stores, like any birds die yet?
Got a dead bird?
Well,
bro?
as someone who used
I need a fix.
as someone who used to own a pet store that had parakeets in it, yes. We always have dead parakeets. Those things
The
pop off
circle
left and
of
right. They're like, yeah.
But I mean, I cannot agree with Roger Ebert. Yeah, I think the parakeet was a interesting thing, and it was character turning. It made us like start look at Ella in a different way.
Well, it was a little heavy-handed the way that they delivered it, with the nurse being such an asshole and having the bird. She could have just had the bird, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, but then I mean, it's a George Romero film in 1988. Heavy-handed is all it knows how to do.
Yeah.
But yeah. So all right, then we get a short credit sequence and we cut to a nice suburban house. Alan Mann. His name is Alan Mann.
Yep. Man versus monkey. When it's
Initials
actually
A
robot
man.
versus
A
yeah,
man.
A man.
A man versus monkey.
But it was really robots versus monkeys.
Yeah.
in the end.
Yeah. So he wakes up next to his naked girlfriend, does some naked exercise.
Yeah, that's like violent yoga that he's doing. Like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to move slow. He is like, I hate my body, man.
No, he loves it. He's like, look at me using my legs. I'm fucking using them.
They kept
I'm fucking loving them.
He loads up with bricks.
Yeah.
Goes for a run.
With
Talk about
ankle
heavy-handed,
and
yeah.
wrist weights on.
Yeah, he is
Now-
serious.
Does he load up that backpack every morning and then unload it when he gets back from the run?
Right? Why
Yeah,
doesn't
he should have a brick bag.
Yeah, he should just
designated.
leave the bricks in the bag because you don't want to use that bag for other things that aren't bricks.
Like Go-Gurts, for
Right?
example.
It's going to get all full of brick dust.
Yeah,
but-
they really drove that point home that this guy's a very physical.
Right, and when he was running, they kept showing shots of just his legs. Just like, look at the legs. He
Look,
loves
he's
his
got legs,
he
and he
lo-
knows
they
how
work.
to use them.
Yeah.
He loves his legs. If there's one guy that loves having legs, it's this guy.
So I know that they had to move things along exposition wise, but that's one problem I had with the script is his accident. You know, I understand less is more, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
It
a
happened
dog,
real-
a dog scares him into traffic.
Yeah, basically.
Or they just, you know,
He should have just
swung
swung that bag of bricks at the dog.
Yeah, he should have. Like a ton of bricks.
I was
Or
expecting
like show him on the ground, maybe.
I
Or
was-
show, you know, there was just the grill of the truck. And
Yeah.
then him flying through the air,
Yes, and then the bricks hitting the
heavy with
cement.
bricks. Yeah, to add insult to injury.
His
the
bricks
fly
spill
out.
and get broken. That was strapped to him. How did the bricks all fly out?
The part I really hated was the brick that hit me in the face.
I feel like the bricks were what caused him. Well, until we get to the doctor scene later in the movie. But you land on a pile of bricks, you're going to break your fucking back.
Discover he had some sort of genetic defect in his neck and he could have just become paralyzed at any
Congenital.
second.
Any second,
Yeah.
a sneeze would have done it.
Like, what the fuck?
I think the genetic defect was the desire to carry a bag of bricks and wear ankle and wrist
That
weights.
is
Right.
a defect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to slow your reaction movements quite a bit.
When I saw, like, we saw the dog through the fence, and for a split second, I thought it was a monkey that was going to jump out at him. I thought it was going to be a whole ironic
I've already
thing.
been helping.
I thought it was going to be this ironic thing. He's like, a monkey. I hate monkeys. A monkey caused this.
They're the worst when I'm brick jogging.
So, all right.
That monkey's already been helping people. He went door to door with a flyer.
It's like, can
You
I
need
mow your
monkey help?
lawn?
I don't want to just panhandle.
So, all right, he ends up in surgery with Dr. Wiseman. The doctor's name is Wise Man. We have A Man and Wise Man.
Yes.
Then we cut to his recovery room, and he now has I use this term loosely, beard.
Yeah, time passes.
Yeah, that's the only marker of time passing.
Yeah. Is his, like, that's, I've seen more realistic beards on Saturday Night Live. It was
for sure.
Really bad. On Keenan on Saturday Night Live. So we cut to his house sometime later. There's a party. His mom's like, his mom's like, it's a celebration, guys.
They're the biggest assholes ever. Let this man come home and settle in.
We met so many people who we like either don't see again or see again for 20 seconds. There was so much of this movie cut out. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it had a weird like vibe, like it was a wake.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like a party. It didn't feel like a party. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But also, like, you're paraplegic and this is the first time coming home. You really want this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we cut to his house. There's the party. We discover he was in law school and played sports. We meet his mom, and Dr. Wiseman comes to visit. His girlfriend, Linda, and Dr. Wiseman exchange some flirty glances.
Well, and we find out that Linda hasn't been to visit him at all.
Yes.
At all.
He was in recovery.
She's having second thoughts for sure.
But she did go to the hospital to visit Dr. Wiseman, we find out.
Right. He's all, hey, baby, I can walk around.
And she's like, listen, I was dating a man, but now I'm dating a wise man. I've moved
rat.
up. Yes.
Tucci-sized rat.
Yeah. If you had the chance to date Tucci, wouldn't you?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, sure. It's Stanley
Sorry
Tucci.
to admit.
So Alan arrives. We discover he and his girlfriend are breaking up. We meet his new nurse, Mary Ann, who was hired by his mother
to do absolutely nothing.
Yes.
They're like, this bitch is so not good at her job. We brought in a monkey.
She didn't hire her from an agency. This seems like she was helping her friend out. Like, oh, you need a job? My son needs a nurse. It's kismet.
She's the most
put
upon nurse ever. And she berates the guy who can't move.
Yes, constantly. And she lets her bird fly. Like, God, she's the.
Why does she need a bird?
Well, it's her pet. Okay, so she's a live-in nurse. But we only see her watching TV, you know, like.
Yeah.
We don't get the awkward like diaper moment or anything like that.
Yeah, we never see
where she's bathing him.
We never see her bathing him. The only person we ever see bathing him is his mother. Not his girlfriend, not the nurse, just his mom.
Not the monkey.
Yes.
We did see Nurse Ratched fill up the sippy cup one time.
That's true.
When Dr. Wiseman prescribed the double scotch.
That's right. She's like, and we always water it down.
No ice.
Why? I'd be like, leave the bottle. I used to run around with bricks.
And that shit's in a sippy cup?
Yeah.
I think he'll be okay with ice.
Yeah, the ice isn't gonna like he's not gonna choke to death on a chunk of ice that can make it through the sippy cup lid.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Drive? Let the guy drink.
Yeah. So all right. Then we meet his best friend Jeffrey, who's a scientist.
In the loosest sense of the term.
Yeah. He's more of an experiment than he is a scientist.
Yes.
But I love
smoking Marlboros.
He shows up,
Chinese leftovers with the serum.
Yeah, exactly. Like I understand why the dean's on this dude's ass.
I definitely do.
The first thing we do is see him inject like a ton of liquid, that red liquid into his veins, which gets one line of comment, like exposition about, and then we just move on.
Well,
and just assume that he doesn't sleep.
Right. Well, okay, and he talks about it. He mentioned the name of it, which I can't remember.
Parnate.
Parnate, which isn't actually a speed, as far as I can tell. It's an antidepressant.
Yes,
that could be an upper.
Yeah, I guess.
It can induce sleeplessness.
Okay.
Restlessness.
All right.
But to inject that shit raw dog into your veins?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's just
and that's a lot. That is a large quantity of whatever drug you were injecting. You know, it'd be like a saline mix, and it would look clear. That is like goopy red paste that he's just putting straight into his veins.
It's sriracha.
It's like, oh shit!
It's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
straight sriracha.
Because he keeps the fridge so.
Yeah. I mean, this dude is. Yeah, this is not good science. I can tell myself.
This guy's name should have been Dr. fucking Needle, too, because every time you see him, he has a hypodermic needle in his hand.
Or his mouth.
Or his mouth. Yes.
His mouth.
Science.
Anyways, he's doing science. He's got one monkey showing the most progress. We discovered that the dean's on his ass. Jeffrey gets a message from Linda, realizes he missed Alan's party, heads over to his house.
Can we just describe this science that he is doing, though? He has a piece of a human brain that he
carves up some chilled human brains.
Yes.
Yeah, and then because he gets it raw.
Yes.
You know?
And in a paper...
He even mentions an abnormal type situation.
Was it in a paper bag? Am I remembering?
No, it was in like a cylinder, and he was like carrying it around, like, you know, like just I've got my prop
going.
But yeah, and then he scrapes the brain into a.
He freezes it. He freezes it like in like dry ice, something. I don't know. He freezes it and then scrapes off some, and then liquefies that and injects it into a monkey. That's it. That's all he does.
That seems to that tracks.
There are some steps missing here. Was this person psychic? You know,
yes.
They have telekinetic powers.
How is injecting brain? Liquefied human brain into a monkey going to make that monkey smarter and cause a psychic link.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
I'll take the making the monkey smarter part.
Really? Because I don't know if I take that.
Suspend disbelief.
Yeah, I'll suspend disbelief to that point, but going beyond that point, I'm like, holy shit, man, I'm walking over a ledge here. Like, where are we going with this?
Yeah.
Is the monkey gonna control electricity with its fingers and breathe fire and shoot lasers out of its eyes?
Yeah,
and of all people, George Romero should know that just consuming brains does not make you smarter.
Yes.
They mentioned somewhere in the film that the part of the brain was from the memory cortex.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
The prefrontal. So they actually carved off the right piece in our shot.
So
right.
So scientifically, it all checks out then.
Yeah. Al's stamp.
So all right. Jeffrey heads over to Alan's house. They talk. Alan tells him how depressed he is as his situation. We get some scenes with Alan and his mom and the nurse, who has a parakeet named Bogey that Alan hates. And his mom just like, look at you. Here's some film of you running around on your legs at work.
Just loving your legs. You silly for it.
Have you been thinking about this at all? Because I want you to think about this.
Let's sit and think together.
How much you used to love using those legs, which you don't use anymore for some reason. Oh, yes, the accident.
This guy does seething rage and resentment pretty damn well.
Yeah.
And then just
those eyes.
And then just like intense, like, I'm going to rip your heart out with my teeth. Like
his voice too. He does. Yeah.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck you up.
Yeah.
Sit on my lap.
Yeah. So then Jeffrey shows up. There's some animal rights protesters vandalizing his building. At first, I thought it was just like teen ruffians.
So did I.
And then I saw one of them was like 40, and I was like, hey, wait a minute. The dean puts pressure on Jeffrey to produce some results with his monkey experiments.
This shot drove me nuts because they're spray painting on the door, and he's like, scram! This is my lab. He walks in the door and right into Stephen Root's office.
Right.
Like,
That's where that door goes to.
There was no cut of like a hallway or like a laboratory environment.
Right.
He's just like into the dean's office.
Oh, hey, somebody's in here,
right?
And it just makes me think that his character was sitting there going like, I can't leave. I was gonna go home, but I can hear those kids with the rattle can out front.
Right.
I better wait.
Like shoot some B-roll, just some legs walking down a hall for 2.5 seconds.
For real, yeah. It made the campus feel like it was in a trailer.
Yeah.
You know?
So, all right. Meanwhile, Alan is having trouble with his new Alexa that he got installed in his house. His Ring.
This man does not have the numbers and their corresponding thing that they do written down anywhere that he can see.
Memorized.
Yeah.
You would think that he would like have it there, like on his little book thing.
Yeah,
to be
or
like, oh shit, I keep saying 11. I mean 7. Duh. I'll get it straight
Which
one
number
of these
gets
days.
a monkey out of the house?
But also, so this technology did not exist in 1988.
Yeah.
It's fairly new even now. Like it's been the last 5 years.
This is like Ferris Bueller's Room meets 2001.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because it has the voice activation. It has to be listening for him to say the numbers all the time. Like Google and Alexa are constantly listening to you.
Yeah.
And misreading what you're saying.
Yes.
So he's like, number 11. Did you say running?
Yeah. He's like, number 8. Ordering a cheeseburger from McDonald's.
Number 7. Calling Kevin. You're like, no.
Not Kevin. No. Oh, hey, Kev. What's up?
So, all right. Yes, he's not enjoying being a quadriplegic. Jeffrey comes to his house and finds that he's attempted suicide.
It's not the romp Roger Ebert promised.
This shot, I was like, okay, it's a Romero movie. This is brutal.
Yeah. There's some stuff in here that's pretty hardcore for sure.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Well, and that's pretty realistic too. You know, the only thing that he could find to kill himself is the garment bag.
Yeah, it's literally the only thing. Although I am curious as how he got himself in there because he would have had to have like ducked down. Like even that would have been a struggle to get in there.
He had the parakeet help him.
The parakeet's like, yeah, dude, I fucking hate you. I'll get you in there.
Fly all over your fucking face.
Unhelpful.
So he winds up back in the hospital where Dr. Wiseman, who is, I might add, is a surgeon and should not be
a wise man.
Yes, should not be like taking care of like his like mental health afterwards as being a surgeon.
Every little detail.
Tells Alan's mom she should go back home. Jeffrey discovers that Dr. Wiseman is now dating Linda.
That's cold, man.
I will say
cold.
His delivery of the comments to the mom was great. Like, you're clearly not helping.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that's the one redeeming thing that he does in this movie.
He's an actor, man.
Yeah, no,
that is the bad news
redeeming.
well.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't help. Obviously, you were there. What the hell were you doing?
Yeah, Tucci's good in this. Like, he really is.
Yeah.
He's Stanley Tucci, like, for sure. So let's see. We cut to Melanie Parker, who has a farm and also trains monkeys.
Monkey farm.
Monkey farm.
With her nuclear testing, like, detailed mock room.
Yeah.
This is the monkey room.
But then they go walking. She has horses. When does she have time for horses with all those monkeys?
Helper horses.
Like
the
monkeys
horses.
The monkeys help her train the helper horses.
They're the
It all flows downhill.
How
The
many
horses
monkey
train
butlers
dolphins?
will there be?
You know.
Some of the monkey. There's like a monkey horse whisperer.
Yes. Well, one at first, but he'll train the others.
Yeah. So Jeffrey visits her and proposes that she trains one of his monkeys to help Alan. He does not tell her that he's experimented on it. So is that how that works? Can you, like, I brought my own monkey. Can you train it?
You're just going to have to trust me on this. Is he injected with brains? No.
Not at all. Why would you say that?
She did say it's highly irregular, but okay.
Yeah.
Highly irregular.
Or something like that.
There's always a highly irregular, but sure.
But sure, yeah.
So yeah.
You seem to be a put together, well-respected scientist.
She's not going to look a
Jeffrey?
gift monkey in the mouth.
Nope.
Yeah, you don't
I
want to
wouldn't
do
either.
that because they'll go for your face.
You grabbed the wrong monkey. You grabbed evil.
So all right. We cut to Alan's house. Sometime later, Jeffrey and Melanie arrive with Ella, the monkey, and introduce Alan to her. Marianne, the nurse, dislikes the monkey from the get-go. Alan and Ella bond immediately. The monkey likes to dance. They set up... So
all she wants to do.
What if the monkey hadn't liked Alan initially?
Yeah.
like everybody else.
What if it
Right?
was?
Yeah, she was like, I don't know. I don't think this is going to work out.
No.
I'm going to go back to the lab and get some more injections.
So he can't help at all, you're saying?
So they set up the house and Alan's motorized wheelchair to be monkey friendly. Melanie and Alan start developing a friendly relationship.
And this was one of Marianne's shitty attitude lines. It's just there's like, you're his care provider. It's like, God has given me that burden. Yes.
Yeah.
Just,
Like-
oh my God.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Like-
you're in the wrong business, obviously.
You can quit your job.
That's what I kept saying. Like, you can just quit. Or
That's what I'm
Alan,
saying.
Alan, you can fire her. Like, both of you
Right.
don't need to stay in this situation.
She could be like, he's a problem patient. I can't do this.
You're a caretaker, a home nurse. Like, this dude's quadriplegic and he used to be an athlete. You have to understand he's a little grumpy.
Yeah.
Except
She strikes me
he's
as somebody.
interrupting.
She wants to work with the elderly so that she can like steal money and jewelry from them.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a little too perceptive. His vision is still too keen. Just like,
He has no valuables, just lots of travel posters.
Yes.
like in
Bacon
his
in Jamaica.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, and in his kitchen, there was a big poster that just said dinner.
He has
That's
Okay.
some Liz Lemon shit right there.
this grown man has posters. Like I got posters up on my wall. But in his bathroom and his kitchen, those are weird places to have posters.
It
you know?
really is, yeah. The bathroom is a weird place to have a poster. You want something framed in a bathroom because all of the like humidity.
Moisture,
From,
yeah.
All the little poo-poo particles are going to get all over your Jamaica posters.
Yeah, that Farrah Fawcett poster.
Do you think those were posters that he picked up on his trip to Jamaica, or just to inspire him to eventually take that trip to Jamaica?
They're travel agent posters. They're travel
Yeah.
posters you see in there, like "Make it in Jamaica" or Aspen.
Well, they're
Go fuck yourself.
That's Aspen City slogan.
Kind of it is. All right.
There's we get kind of a montage here. It's a little long to be the scenes are a little long to be a montage, but it's a bunch of them cut together. It's kind of like a super montage of Ella helping Alan while Marianne is just angry. Alan decides to go back to school and shave his beard.
Okay, so I want to point out that professor was at the coming home party
And
or whatever.
introduced herself, yes.
Yeah, and said, will he be able to come back? She seemed concerned that he wouldn't be able to participate
Yes.
in his courses.
Mm-hmm.
And then she has a very different attitude once he's able to.
She does. And we also at that party met his coach, who we never meet again.
No? Well, why?
Well, yes, but also, like, why introduce
He's off the team, man.
Why introduce us to him then? Like, why did we meet the coach?
I don't know. Just to show you how much his life is going to change.
I guess. Melanie helps him shave his beard with a straight razor, which is not something people were using in '88 with any regularity.
Nor did they have a monkey-sized one.
Yes, but yeah. But yeah,
Little.
the straight razor thing, they love using straight razors in movies. I have never, like, okay,
My
yeah.
barber still does it.
Yeah, I get the straight razor on the neck thing, but like people weren't shaving at home with straight razors in 1988. That was like more 1938.
Or the color purple.
Yeah. So anyways,
Well, have you ever tried to kill a man with a Gillette?
got an electric razor, just like jabbing.
Just laying it against. We'll get to that where Ella starts to be confused about her own abilities.
Yes. Yeah. So Alan goes back to school. Ella helps him in class. They think it's hilarious that this
Yeah, Ella doesn't
quadriplegic
look
would
at these.
attempt to learn.
And the professor had this like, oh brother type,
You're like, a monkey?
I wanted him back, but not a monkey.
I didn't bargain for a monkey when I agreed to let a man.
Meanwhile, the monkey's carrying a B average on her own.
Yeah, right. Alan.
So were they implying that he knew the answer?
That's hard to
Or
say.
was she just aping the rest of the class by raising her hand?
I thought she was just aping, but that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
Whether he meant to or not, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's
I think that the monkey was reading his mind.
Yeah, that would
The
track.
people versus monkey. I would like to cite
The people versus monkey. Ted and Alice. So, all right. Alan and Melanie go fishing. Melanie does not know how to catch a fish. When you get a bite, you don't just start running away from the lake with the fishing pole. You start reeling it in.
Look at her bragging on her legs.
she got a bite and just started running. Like, what are you doing? We discover that Ella can help Alan make phone calls with punch cards. She's getting smarter. Jeffrey discovers that the dean has been snooping around his lab when he's not there, and Jeffrey.
I like the little the thing where Ella wouldn't call Jeffrey because he was there.
Because she saw him.
Yeah.
Just
that was neat.
Like, yeah, there's no reason to call. He's right here.
Yeah,
and that's something that a monkey, you know what I mean, could figure out. Like a dog can tell if you're hiding behind a door. You know what I'm saying? So that was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was. Jeffrey is secretly still injecting Ella with brain juice. Jeffrey and the dean have some conflict. The dean is suspicious of Jeffrey's experiments. The dean.
I'm suspicious of the dean's experiments.
Right?
He's got a rat swimming around
he just
in
tossed
water.
half full aquarium.
He just
for his own entertainment.
It's
not even doing anything.
Tell you what would happen there.
But to be
no
fair,
need to experiment.
But to be fair, I did notice the dean's wearing like a lab coat and he has gloves and like goggles and like safety equipment and everything's clean. He hasn't been smoking and eating Chinese food and like injecting himself with stimulants.
True.
So, all right. Back at Alan's house, he has a fight with Marianne, and her parakeet attacks him as he's sleeping. That was both kind of terrifying and also like, why would a parakeet do that?
Really?
Maybe he had some grains in his teeth or something.
Yeah, I mean, again,
I've known some pretty aggressive birds.
It was picking at his eyes too.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, I've been around parakeets a lot, and they're
you mean you had a pet store?
Yeah, but they're very timid birds. Like they are going to run away from you even if they know you, they're going to try to run away.
What if they really hate you though?
Well, if they really hate you and you have a psychic monkey, they may go after your eyes.
Yeah. You didn't have a psychic monkey in your shop, did you?
That was the big
so that's your first problem.
This monkey.
I can replace it. I got to order the monkey.
They're not cheap. They got to come all the way from Taiwan.
Did you ever have monkeys in your shop? I have to ask.
No. Nothing like that.
Exotic.
Yeah. Let's see. So he nearly falls out of the bed. Thanks to Marianne, he calls her Nurse Ratched. I mean,
yeah, he's a dick. But again, it's like, why did you stick around?
This is just a really, really toxic relationship.
It is.
She put one rail up on the bed, and he fell out the other side.
Yes.
Also, he really is moving his head in order to pull his entire body off the bed.
Yes, he is.
He's like, all that brick training paid off.
I sat up on my couch and was like, how much force does he have to use to pull his entire body that is laying down out of the bed?
They went with that as a choice. He just
sorry if that's insensitive.
Slaps his head up and then flips his body out to the bed.
Yeah.
You think nothing but his neck muscles, just like,
He is really working for that end result.
11.
Like, I didn't carry bricks in my backpack for nothing.
For nothing.
Yeah.
Turns out you did.
So, all right, Al, let's see. He really, really hates the bird, and Ella knows it. So that night she gets out of her cage, sneaks into Marianne's room, kills the bird, and leaves it in her shoe. Marianne finds it the next morning. Because
Brad Motz's shoe once, and it was a similar discovery.
Oh no! Then Alan starts having visions of running through the woods at about monkey height.
Monkey vision.
Monkey vision. Come on.
You've got me seeing monkey vision.
Monkey vision.
He discovers that Ella has been escaping from the house. Alan's mom arrives back. She's sold her business and her house and is going to stay there because Marianne is quitting, due to it being terrible. And
I loved my mom, but if she had just I'm moving in and I didn't tell you and I'm already here and here's all my shit. And
I'd be like, wow, fuck you.
Wow, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, you don't do that. You just don't do that. You don't.
Communication is important.
Yeah, especially if you're going to embark on this caretaker.
Yeah, I cannot imagine any relative of mine, no matter how close I am, just showing up and being like, I'm going to live with you now.
And I sold my house. There's no other option.
Oh, shit.
So I put you in the position of throwing out your own family.
You've got more than enough money to buy a hotel room. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, you sold a house. Go find a condo somewhere.
Well, which the nurse quitting to the mom over the phone, that had to have been a personal favor.
Yes. Yeah, it had to, because I know the mom hired her, but then, it's not. If it was from some sort of company, it would have not have been such a big deal to the mom.
And she would have
sent another nurse.
Yeah, because the mom didn't get another nurse. She decided to move in herself. This is the only nurse available.
Well, these are the only options. Yeah. The monkey's carrying more weight at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Alan is happy the bird died. Then his mom gives him a sponge bath. His hand moves, but his mom didn't see it. His hand didn't just twitch a little. His hand just got up and moved a lot.
Yeah.
He has some more monkey dreams. Jeffrey and Melanie visit again. He discovers that Ella is getting out of the house through the attic. Alan tells Jeffrey about his dreams and that he thinks he has a psychic link with the monkey.
He says, why is Jeffrey lying about this? Why does he go I don't know, she's not getting out through the attic.
Yeah, why is he lying?
Yeah,
there.
I thought that was odd.
That he lied about the attic
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he
was
wants
it that
the monkey
he'd be
to
in
get
trouble for making her smarter? But yeah, it's a great point. That always stood out to me.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah. I don't understand that. And he just kind of
I would definitely tell this gentleman, this disabled gentleman, anything that's going on in his house, just a heads up.
Right. Yeah.
Since you're so vulnerable.
She was getting out the window and I fixed it.
Yes. There you go.
She was getting out the window, or I don't know how she was getting out, and I made sure that she could still get out so that later events can happen in the movie. It would have made the monkey smarter if he had fixed the window, said the monkey was getting out the window, and the monkey finds another way to get out of the damn house.
Yeah.
It's true.
There's a lot of ways around that aren't weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so they could show us that tree over and over again.
Yeah, jumping out to that tree. And then, he does have Google Maps, just gets to a cabin. We're not there yet, but it's just who the fuck do you know where you're going?
Yeah,
I assume the monkey drove the car.
That's true.
Yeah, that cabin's got to be really far away.
Just popping in a little cassette.
I was been driving all night on the wheel.
He's oh, this is my jam. Everybody shut up.
Monkey love.
Yeah, do we think the monkey maybe jumped on cars and
right,
or got a skateboard and did a back
like a Toy Story,
Back to the Future? Yeah.
Or a Cape Fear kind of situation.
Yeah,
underneath
the car.
Who wants to drive through the cactus patch?
I'm with that. Skateboard and grabbing fenders.
No, but
don't need money. Don't need fenders. Just need a psychic link to play that game.
Okay, so then Alan goes and visits a new doctor who tells him that the paralysis wasn't caused by his broken neck, but an underlying congenital condition that could have caused.
What was this doctor's name? Did we get his name? Was it
Williams,
Even Wiser Man?
We did get his name. I have to look it up.
Even Wiser Man. Frankenstein's bird.
Yeah, this doctor's name was
Dr. Williams?
it was
Dr. Stein, Frank.
Frank N. Stein. Let's see. This was
It was Williams.
Doc Williams, yeah. Not Doctor, Doc Williams.
Doc Williams.
Oh, Doc Williams.
He's a gunslinger and doctor.
Woohoo!
So all right. Yeah, so Doc Williams.
And it is funny. He tells him that he has this congenital disorder that would have struck at any time, but then I can fix it.
Yeah. I can fix it, but I'm going to have to leave you here overnight.
We found a psychic link, so we have to postpone the treatment.
We're like, I can give you a loner body, but
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would. Oh my God, if you could leave your body and get a loner body for any work that needed to be done.
Here, carry these bricks.
So Alan becomes very angry at Dr. Wiseman.
No, the loner body. I'm sorry. Do you guys remember Arrested Development and Martin Short? And he had that guy Dragon who carried him around everywhere. Even when he wanted to slap somebody, he would swing Martin Short around at the person. That's a loner body.
Do you get full coverage on your loner body, or do you go without the insurance? You know, because that's got to be expensive. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is, but then there's that one time where you get rear-ended something. Yeah, and you really wish you had it.
Does insurance cover full coverage on the body loner? I have so many questions
loner
about
body.
this loner body.
I know.
Right.
Me too.
Well, what's really sucks is that if you make the appointment to get it at the end of the day, there's nothing left but like either a truck or a PT Cruiser.
You just leave your body and like drop some keys in a mail slot at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's your
Hop back
F-150.
in your body.
So all right, he gets really angry at Dr. Wiseman for not discovering the congenital condition. At home, he calls Dr. Wiseman, but discovers through a really bad secretary that he's actually at Linda's house. This makes him furious. He doesn't identify himself or anything. He's just like, oh, yes, it's an emergency. She's like, oh, well, here's his private number.
Well, as long as we got a voucher. Yeah. Dr. Wiseman. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that
night.
Oh,
he
yeah,
put
her
together
house.
Immediately? Like, he had no inclination to think that they were together, but he knows the phone number.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know where he's at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that seemed like a lake house or cabin.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a
Didn't
regular
seem,
house.
You know, across town. That's why I mean, like, Ella found that place.
Real, yeah. And where,
Precisely.
I mean, it seems like it was far away from town. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so Psychic Link, Alan knows where it is, but how often is he thinking about the directions to a place he knows?
Right?
You know?
And she's like, I thought you said left on Springfield.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I used to remember when I turned right.
He's like, we always drove out here at nighttime. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, she's like, did you always stop at the Dairy Queen on the way?
I was asleep.
I woke up and I was at Grandma's house. It was like be transported.
Exactly.
It was teleportation. So all right. He has another monkey dream. And then Ella sneaks into the house and burns it down.
After she tasted human blood.
Oh, that's right. He bites his lip so hard that it starts to bleed, and she goes up and starts licking his bloody mouth. That was a fucked up scene.
Yeah.
Well, because he grew monkey teeth. He was
yeah,
so
his
mad.
canines were more pronounced.
Yeah.
He had canines on both sides, like
That's
a
part of the
capuchin monkey.
congenital.
Yeah, it was like it was like almost a vampire look. But
yeah.
And yeah, he's so mad he bites his own lip enough to bleed, and she comes up and just starts licking the blood out of his mouth.
Yeah, I mean, biting his lip till it bleeds, you know, that's the equivalent of slamming things or banging things and being mad and, you know.
Not having physical control over your body, that makes sense.
But to then
But the licking.
Were the teeth psychological, or were those like physiological monkey teeth that grew out of his teeth?
Again.
I assumed they were
it did pay
metaphoric
off,
teeth.
Yeah.
They do pay it off, but they don't explain that. They don't explain why or how it happens, but that's how he resolves the problem.
Yeah. He solves his problems using
Through
his monkey
biting.
teeth.
Using his teeth.
So
Okay.
the moral of this movie is that biting will solve a lot of problems.
And fire.
Yeah, biting and
syringes.
fire.
Convenient syringes.
And syringes. Gotta have those around.
So, all right, they get a call about it the next morning. Alan isn't at all surprised. This makes him decide he needs to get rid of Ella as he feels responsible for their deaths. Jeffrey and Melanie think he's imagining it, but Jeffrey does agree to take Ella back to the lab for testing. He tells Jeffrey not to bring Ella back. She's very upset when leaving Alan. Alan is convinced by Melanie to stay the weekend at her monkey house.
In the barn.
Yeah.
She says to him, I have all the stuff. It's perfect.
I think it'll be warm in there.
Yeah.
Well,
so she says,
they're going to make it warm.
Get you some blankets. Oh, right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Then
I have questions.
But like he's a hobo passing through. Like you could sleep in the barn.
Right. Yeah. They've got a nice time. Alan can feel the effects of the monkey anger wearing off.
He's all, I'm getting all this awesome horse energy now.
Yeah. And Alan makes a move on her.
That's worse than every joke I've made in this.
But he doesn't try to kiss her. He just shoves his face into her breasts.
What do you think he could do?
He could have tried to kiss her. She was leaning down. Her face was right there. He could have tried to kiss her, but instead he just shoves his face into her chest.
He also could have talked her into it.
Yeah.
You're going up to the bell. You might as well ring it.
Her face was right there. He had to duck under her face to get to the boobs.
He was just very curious.
All right to me.
About this scene.
Oh my God. So yeah, they end up having sex, I suppose.
She is like suspending her body. She is using like gymnastics rings that are over his body to control her whole body.
Yeah.
Because
they're the hoists to get him out of bed. That's what those are.
Like she could also put her hands down on the bed or on his body and control her pelvic gyrations that way. We needed it to be like full-on medical procedure to have sex with this man.
Yeah. We want you to really understand that he is paralyzed and this is different weird sex.
They really wanted us to think about whether or not this would work.
Yeah.
This is, I was reading like, I think it was in the wiki about this. This is the only time that a quadriplegic sex scene has happened in Hollywood film.
Oh my God.
I was like, okay. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I guess, but.
God, I feel
Does
like
the diving bell and the butterfly, does that guy get laid throughout that?
I don't remember.
Oh, and there's a whole movie.
Is there something? I feel like there's a movie somewhere where there was something.
Yeah, with that guy who he won an Oscar for supporting actor, but it's John something. But yeah, he has like a sex surrogate that like they develop a relationship. But this might have been up until
Did Daniel Day-Lewis have sex in My Left Foot?
Oh, did he?
I can't remember.
What about there was the movie about Stephen Hawking. He got laid throughout that whole movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard he was
he's a real freak.
I heard Stephen Hawking was really into the ladies actually.
Yeah.
But so all right. Alan goes home where his mother is mad. She's like, she just does not like his new girlfriend at all. It's such a weird thing because he had girlfriends. Like he had Linda. She was cool with that.
A live-in girlfriend.
Yeah. Like what's up with this?
And he's getting over his ex who cheated on him and then got murdered by the monkey. Like this is a healthy development.
Yeah, that's
in
a
young
good
man's
point.
life.
Like let him have friends.
Yeah, let him get laid. His girlfriend left him and then died.
Like he really only has toxic relationships except for Melanie. Everyone else in his life is toxic.
Even George or whatever his name is, Needleman,
Jeffrey.
Dr. Needle, Jeffrey.
Keeping things secret.
Yeah, for sure. So back at the lab, Jeffrey discovers that the dean took all his research and the serum, except for 1/2 bottle of lemon Gatorade.
So the research thing, he's like, he took my research. Like, did he take any paperwork?
No,
we never see him writing anything down.
All his research was on mini tape. It was all because he had a pile of mini tapes and they were all gone. That was the research that the dean
was
took.
His research.
So he was going to get like an intern to type it all out, or like a student.
I don't think he was. I think he was going to leave it that way. And just
Dear diary.
We saw before that Ella wanted another dose of the.
Oh, that's right. She was juicing.
Well, no, this is the point where Ella goes and gets. Oh yeah, no, you're right. It was before this, wasn't it? Yeah, because he decides to inject himself with the serum to create a psychic link with Ella. Is that how this works? I'm so unclear on that.
He's the one who's been doing the research, so in his mind, it tracks.
Yeah. He's the one that shaves brains. He knows.
And we didn't inject a man with any monkey brains, or with people brains.
He didn't get an injection, so I don't know why he thinks.
Why didn't Jeffrey paralyze himself? Maybe that would have worked.
Yeah, or I think the more likely thing is if Jeffrey had injected himself, he would have gotten a psychic link with Alan.
Yeah.
And then Alan sees Jeffrey running,
just lumbering around, setting fires and shit.
So he passes out. Ella escapes from the lab while Jeffrey experiences Ella's journey back to Alan's house. Meanwhile, at home, Alan is trying to make up with his mother, but she really doesn't like Melanie. Alan gets irrationally angry at her and realizes Ella's back home. They fight. His mother ends up slapping him a bunch.
Yeah.
And then she leaves. Yeah.
It was.
Because you can't block that. Like, you just have to sit there. Like, that's rough.
It's the only thing this man can feel is getting hit in the face.
Oh, my God. You're right.
Yeah.
It's the only thing.
There are a few places on his body now that
she could have been like slapping him on the chest and yelling at him.
Right.
And it would have been just as violent and just as mean. But slapping him in the face, he's like, God damn it. That hurts so much.
That's all he can have. Like, that was worse than any of the monkey scenes.
Yeah.
So she puts him to bed and gets in the bath. Jeffrey wakes up and I guess all of the other monkeys escaped while he was sleeping.
Maybe Ella let him out.
Maybe, yeah.
Ella let him out,
yeah.
That's what I thought.
But they don't attack him until he wakes up. They're just like, wait for it.
That's the monkey code. You can't kick a dude when he's down.
Yeah. So he loads up 2 syringes with poison and heads over there.
He has no syringe safety whatsoever. Jeffrey's walking around the halls of that house. I know he doesn't expect another person to be walking around, but he's holding the syringe like straight out, like holding a frying pan.
Like it's a gun.
Yeah. He's kind of
clearing the room with the syringe.
I walked into the nurse.
Yeah, so at Alan's house, his mom takes a bath. Ella throws a blow dryer in the tub. Why was that still plugged in? Who leaves those?
Why does Ella know that's how that works?
Well, because she has a psychic link with Jeffrey or with Alan, and she remembers all the times he used to blow dry his hair
and electrocute people.
Yeah,
she's all water conducts.
Yeah, how does she know that water? Yeah, fire. But that's
do
weird.
Do we get any payoff on the psychic link with Jeffrey and the monkeys?
No, it just ends and it's gone.
Yeah,
nope, he just joins the monkeys and they tour.
He had a psychic link with Mickey Dolenz.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
I bet it is.
He'd have to. Maybe he did after a second surgery, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to walk down the street. Walking down the street.
Hey, I'm a monkey.
So
people say I murder.
Yeah, people say I burned down your house. Jeffrey arrives, helps Alan into his chair, goes after the monkey with a syringe full of poison, finds Alan's mom
Great
dead.
band. Monkey with a syringe full of poison.
Yeah.
The first 2 albums, outstanding.
Grunge band, yeah.
In this whole sequence, the lights go on and off so many times. They're constantly like, turn him back on. Monkey turns him off. Turn him back on. Monkey turns him back off.
She used to be an electrician because she does understand how electricity works to such a degree.
Yes. Ella attacks Jeffrey with the straight razor. He leaves one of the syringes behind when he chases her through the house. They do a cat and mouse game, or a monkey.
Monkey and mouse, cat and monkey.
A scientist monkey game through the house.
All the shots of Jeffrey wrestling with the monkey,
yes,
were pretty hilarious.
Oh,
but
my lord!
The first one, like, she's got the straight razor and they're wrestling and whatnot, and then she jumps up, like, she jumps onto Alan's lap, and Jeffrey just like grabs her from behind, and she just drops the razor and runs off.
Yep.
Where she was holding on so tightly before.
It's like, I know what this is for.
I would point out, no matter how angry she is, no matter what kind of psychic link she has, and no matter what she's holding, the average capuchin monkey still weighs 5 pounds.
Yeah. You throw a leash on that son of a bitch, and you can carry it around by the leash. You're fine.
Well,
like, she jumps.
And I'm sorry, at the end, not to jump ahead, but at the end when he's just back and forth, it looked exactly like what happens when a Muppet is thrown.
Yes.
And I don't mean when a person throws a Muppet. I mean in like Muppet movies and shit.
Yeah.
They spin him. Tom Savini.
So, all right. So Ella, Alan comes downstairs. Ella chews the phone cord in the living room, but he manages.
She's like, I know these don't conduct electricity.
Luckily. But the one in the kitchen is still ringing, so Alan manages to get there and get it off the hook in time to tip off Melanie, who's calling that something's wrong. Melanie,
What if he went through all that trouble and it was a telemarketer?
and he was like,
calling about your
Are you
drivetrain
satisfied
warranty.
with your AT&T covered? Yeah, your car warranty.
"Yes, I would like to discuss that. I'm not busy."
I don't get a lot of friends.
So Jeffrey gets ambushed by Ella, who injects him with the poison. Jeffrey manages to stumble down to the kitchen, then collapses. There's a lot of scenes here where Alan is doing nothing while Jeffrey fights the monkey, and then a lot of scenes while Jeffrey is doing nothing while Alan fights the monkey.
And a lot of scenes where Jeffrey's just passed out.
Yes.
Well, I love Jeffrey's comedy. He's like, me and needles, man.
It's like, well, yeah, actually we do.
Right?
Yeah,
like
you
when
love
he
him.
loaded it up with enough to put down King Kong.
Yeah.
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 Yep. Should have just taken one of those bricks.
But
Yeah.
also it's not that big a house. I think I'd be able to hear the screaming and yelling of someone fighting a monkey downstairs and run down there.
Maybe I only should have used enough poison to take down a 5-pound monkey.
Maybe that is what I should have
just
done, so
that.
that if I accidentally get jabbed, I'll feel a little ill, but still be okay.
Yeah. Also, this man is a scientist.
No, he's not.
He wandered in off the street, and the dean was like, "Monkey science, sure."
Here's a lab. And here's a complimentary monkey to get you started.
Somebody get this man a grant. This is genius.
This is genius.
Get you a grant, a pocket protector, and a bucket full of needles.
Yeah, we see nothing of this school. Nothing other than the dean's office and his lab. So, all right.
And the loading dock with the door. To the
That goes directly into the
It looks like a
dean's-
Walmart.
And that's
but
the
it's
only
a
entrance.
college
That's
campus.
the only entrance to the dean's office is through the loading dock.
It's some Greendale shit going on.
It's a Milton situation. They keep telling him he's the dean, but he hasn't been the dean for years.
Yeah.
You keep drowning rats, man, but you got tenure, so
Yeah, he's the
put you in his
dean.
back office.
He's the dean, and he's doing research. That's not what deans do. Dean, largely administrative work. So, all right.
I forgot to check if there was a stapler on his desk.
Right, red one.
Swing line or boss stitch.
Yeah.
Well, if there wasn't, he's gonna burn the motherfucker down.
That's true. That's right.
So
Damn it, Pookie. Let's burn this mother down.
So Alan attempts to trick Ella into leaving by establishing a psychic link. Melanie arrives just then. Ella attacks her and she falls, knocking herself unconscious. Ella's going to light Melanie's hair on fire, but Alan stops her.
But she's
hits her head on a desk.
Yeah.
And she is completely unconscious. She should have slipped on a banana with that banana peel sound.
Yeah, I was going to say, from the monkey's point of view, this is very lucky.
Yes, it is. Because if she hadn't slipped and knocked herself out, that monkey would have been in big trouble.
Well, and Thank God the monkey didn't finish nursing school because he did not know how to inject that syringe into her.
No, but she got it into Jeffrey just fine.
Yeah. You know him and needles.
Yeah, his skin is already primed.
She just kept poking her in the face with it, and I was like, "This is just too much, man." I'm waiting for her to put this thing in her eyeball or something like.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. This is a real like
or in her ear, all Hamlet stuff.
Like body horror tease. Like we didn't get the body horror, but we were anticipating it.
Constantly, like starting from the beginning where she had like the chopper, and I thought Jeffrey was going to lose his fingers. From that,
yeah.
So, then Alan stops her by screaming. So at like the height of like this like conflict, she jumps on his lap and pees on him.
Yeah, I'm the captain
I was
now.
Not expecting that.
Territorial pissings, man.
Yep.
As soon as his woman showed up, Ella was like, "No, you're mine."
Yep. And he says,
and that's what makes him really mad.
That makes him really pissed off. He's like, he says, "You filth."
You slime.
Yeah, you slime.
I really wish
called someone a clinical cunt at one point.
Yeah, no, that was Jeffrey.
No, Jeffrey called his girlfriend
a clinical cunt. Yeah. But like, I was hoping he was going to be like, "Get your damn paws off her, you damn dirty."
It would have been the perfect moment for that.
So all right. Then Ella is going to inject Melanie. Alan is able to move his hand enough to start the tape deck to play Ella's favorite song. She goes to Alan.
Do sex man hand. Like
yes.
The same prosthetic hand technique as the monkey.
Yeah. So Ella goes to Alan, embracing him, and he takes that chance to kill her with his teeth. He bites
with
down
his monkey teeth.
Yeah. He bites down hard on her neck and just starts flailing back and forth.
It's subtext to the primal nature of man.
Yeah. We see the monkey teeth, right? I'm not hallucinating that.
No,
he had those
hallucinated
cannons,
this whole movie.
Yeah,
but,
he had the monkey teeth.
And
Absolutely.
that was his last resort. He says to the monkey, like, "I'm the human. I can be devious. I can, I'll have the upper hand." And he ends up just taking her out with his teeth.
Yep, just full on.
Not his technology, not his human wiles, cunning.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just straight up monkey
fucking
teeth.
Bites her. Some fucking,
He did have
food
to
chain shit.
soothingly coax her onto his lap. She's like, no, it's okay. I really do like you, Ella.
Ella's like, that's the other kind of grooming.
I want you to hold me.
Yeah, hold me.
Yeah. So we cut to him going back under surgery. He recovers.
And then the best jump scare in the movie.
Oh man. The monkey.
His little tribute to Alien.
The
real.
The monkey pops out of his back. Like,
awesome. It looked so cool.
I love that moment.
That was great.
After jerking us around for 25 minutes with humorous horror.
Yeah. Right? We get an actually scary moment. But he recovers, so he and Melanie go fishing.
Was that a metaphor? The monkey out of the back? Was that a metaphor? Like, this is his monkeyness escaping him. He is now fully human.
Absolutely. And like he can walk now. Absolutely metaphor.
Yeah.
And then we roll credits.
I guess the post-credit scene, right? Where the monkeys are in space.
Yeah.
That happened with all the other monkeys. They stole a spaceship.
They stole it. Yeah, exactly.
If this had been a hit and there had been Monkey Shine sequels, at some point they would have gotten into space. I mean, Leprechaun did, Jason did.
Leprechaun, those kind of things, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I cannot imagine enough. You're an astronaut, and all of a sudden you have to fight a leprechaun. Of all the things you were not expecting.
They did make a follow-up, right? This is the one where the monkey's a like prodigy piano player.
Dunstan
and sort of
checks
goes
in.
crazy doing the Rock 3. Wasn't that Shine?
Or finds that big obelisk thing on the moon.
Yeah, or that. Yeah.
Is that a prequel to this movie?
I mean, technically, it's a prequel to all the movies. Man, this movie. I have a few unanswered questions. What sport did Alan play?
I think he was just a runner.
Yeah,
I thought lacrosse. He seemed like a lacrosse player. Bougie white piece of shit.
Yeah, because he had a coach. I guess a runner would have a coach. I assume he was running for the university at which he was a student.
Yeah.
What was his mother's business which she sold? What did that woman do?
Nagging.
Mary Kay or something.
Yeah, probably.
Totally. What did the dean do with all of Jeffrey's research? I guess we found out in the cut sequence that he injected all the monkeys, but in this we
we don't.
Yeah, and also like that. It's research.
Maybe he won a Nobel Prize.
Maybe.
Yeah, the dean never does get his comeuppance.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Dean doesn't get his comeuppance.
No comeuppance.
And he has like 12 tapes of Jeffrey rambling through a drug-fueled haze about monkeys.
Right. All his best ideas. What if we're inside an atom?
Little did I know, scraping human brains into a monkey's veins would do the trick.
Right.
I had no idea.
Okay, here's my big question. Alan's bedroom was upstairs. There was nothing on those stairs. There was no device on those stairs.
Right.
There was no ramp. There was no one of those elevator things. How did he
carry that and
dumbwaiter.
the chair? The chair was up there too. Wow.
The nurse carried him
right
upstairs.
And at the end, when Jeffrey puts him in the chair, Alan is just suddenly downstairs all on his own.
Yeah, remember we were talking upstairs.
Yeah, I don't know how he got up and down those stairs.
It's a great point.
Here's the other thing. So the cops show up. Do they tell him that the monkey murdered everybody? And if so, are the cops like, well, do we blame the quadriplegic or the monkey?
Yeah.
Who is more likely to have committed these murders? Because it's kind of a toss-up.
It is. Yeah, both would have difficulty.
Also, is Jeffrey actually dead? Because
Yeah.
he got doped to the gills, but he didn't get he didn't bleed out or anything.
Yeah, we're unclear. I was unclear because the way he was acting, it didn't seem so much like it was like poison as it was like just a really, really heavy sedative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would slow your heart rate and could kill you. But I mean, why didn't he just inject the monkey with air? You know, or
That's
like
a good point.
Or like club the monkey to death if that was his plan was to kill the monkey.
Seriously, if you're fighting a monkey, just get a baseball bat.
Yeah,
Anything,
or like
a lamp
or a kitchen knife or something.
There's all sorts of things
kick
you can
kick the motherfucker.
Yeah, he has just a syringe. I would have had a syringe and a frying pan. If like that's
Plan
or a
B.
big fucking rock.
Yeah.
You know? It's a monkey.
Any number of things to kill a 5-pound creature that's coming at me with a straight razor.
A butterfly net and a fucking baseball bat. Boom, done. You know.
Yes.
In case of a monkey, break glass.
In case of monkey. I don't know. Final thoughts on this, guys? Any other unanswered questions?
It's one of my favorite horror movies.
It was.
I love it every time I watch it. But
It's
funny where it's funny.
It was super entertaining, super 80s, and yeah, I loved every second of it.
I had completely forgotten that I had watched this previously. But now I remember. Yeah, I don't know.
You have a link.
Yep.
A psychic link.
I went back after watching this and watched the Simpsons episode that referenced this.
Mojo.
Pray for
yeah, Mojo and what was it?
Mojo.
Girly Edition, I think was the name of the episode. But yeah, where Homer gets Mojo and they just get hammered and get fat, drunk together.
Mojo gets diabetes.
Yeah,
he's having trouble breathing, Homer.
Mojo, what did they do to you? Yes.
Yeah.
Pray for Mojo the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're obviously we're not ranking these ones. They're not going on the superhero ranking list.
Well, it's number one for Haunted Phosphorescence.
It is. It is. Haunted Phosphorescence is number one movie, and it's the number one killer monkey movie that we've watched.
Yeah, it is. Side effects may include a monkey.
Clyde just boxed people. This monkey killed people.
Yeah.
This monkey, man.
Yeah, I'd rather go up against this monkey than Clyde, to be honest.
Yeah, for real.
Clyde is way
an
bigger.
Electrician.
Yeah.
That's true.
An ape could pull your limbs off. Yeah, a little capuchin.
Yeah.
close them in the fridge.
He's basically a cat. I mean, he's basically a cat that can like
cat with thumbs.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh my God.
It's finally happened.
Let's hope that never happens.
Yes.
That's a horror movie.
Oh my God.
They will spare none of us.
We're all dying. Yeah. Every last one of us.
Just cats with guns.
So, all right. I think that's it for this week, guys. That's it for Monkey Shines, which means next week on Haunted Phosphorescence, we will be watching Alien.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy for all these movies. But
yeah, all 4 of them are great. So that is next week. Thanks for hanging out with us, everyone. We appreciate you. This has been your host, Rose Smiley. Now get the hell out of here. Run, you dinks.
I'm Josh Cece, and you can't fool me with all that bullshit.
I'm Brian Lesh, and I'm going to go inject some monkey brains into my body for science.
I'm Alaric Weber, clinical snake in the grass.
Clinical.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.